Hello, in this video I'll show you how to replace the clutch on Fiat Punto 1.9 JTD. So in order to replace the clutch you need to remove the gearbox. That's the gearbox right there. We need to remove it from just there. We start by removing the engine cover, the battery and the battery housing. Next we remove the drive shafts, but only from the inner side, and from the outside we don't need to remove them. Next we remove the bolt for the ball joint. Next we drain the oil from the transmission. Next we remove this air hose because it's in our way to remove some parts. Now we remove this connector and that bolt that holds the ground cable. Next remove the bolt for the other ball joint and take out the ball joint. Now we remove the other drive shaft just on the inner side. Next we remove the inner part of the drive shaft that goes into the transmission. Next we have to remove the starter. It's held by 3 bolts. One of them is down there and the other 2 are on top. We don't need to disconnect the cables on the starter, we just move the starter to the side. Now we will remove one of the bolts that holds the transmission to the engine. Next we will remove the rear engine mount. The last bolt that we haven't removed is not turning, so we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave the engine mount there. Next, from the top, we need to remove the 2 bolts that hold the starter motor. They're a little bit hidden, but with the long extensions you'll be able to get to them. Yeah, these are the bolts right there. Next we will remove the clamp that holds the hose for the slave cylinder and remove the hose from the slave cylinder. After we remove the hose, we can put a cap on the hose so that it doesn't spill any more brake fluid. We also need to remove the 2 cables that come from the gear lever to the gearbox that make the gearbox shift. I haven't shown that, but you just need to pry them out. Sometimes it's not that easy to pry them out, but after a little bit they'll come out eventually. Next we'll remove a couple of connectors that are on top and move them to the side. Next we have to remove the engine mount and the engine mount support. And these are the bolts that we need to remove in order for the gearbox to come down. They're like 7-8 bolts. So before we remove the engine mount, we need to remove if there are 8 bolts, 7 bolts out of 8, so that 1 bolt holds the gearbox, and then remove the engine mount. that I removed most of the bolts, I'm using a ladder while the car is up in the air to remove the engine mount. Here it is, I'm removing the engine mount. The engine mount support, I have to remove it from underneath the car. But before I remove the engine mount support, I need to remove the under shield so that I can get access to the gearbox. Here's the engine mount support. It's held by a couple of bolts. We need to remove them. Now, after everything is removed, make sure everything is removed, all connectors and everything. We'll bring the engine down as much as possible, and we'll try to remove the transmission. You have to remove the last bolt that you have left and try to remove the transmission. Everything is disconnected, removed, so it's time to remove the transmission. I haven't shown exactly how the transmission goes down, but you just pull out the transmission, maybe pry it out a little bit, and that's it. Transmission is out, and you can change the clutch. Then afterwards, put the transmission back on and assemble everything together. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you.